Yo, what up everybody? Alan Dean, Tourmaline Kings, here with Tutorial Tuesdays. Just going to go over some of the basic tools that I use as a wire wrapper. I get asked questions all the time in videos. Yo, what is that you're using? This and that. So just going to go over everything real quick. Try not to keep you guys around too long. So first things first, besides wire, obviously. Definitely need wire to wire wrap. We're going to start with what I use to hold the wires as I'm wrapping. So this here is just a basic spring clamp. There you go. So you stick your wires in here. Ow. Just kidding. So do that, and they come in different sizes. This is like a 1 inch. A 2 inch, and this guy right here is a bigger 3 or 4 inch, something like that. So these work really awesome. You can easily spin them in your hand, this or that. You can modify them any way you want. Put tape on the ends. Sometimes the rubber wears through kind of quick. So we got those. Next thing is a wooden ring clamp. These are really cool because they're double-sided, so you can use this side, you can use that side, and they're round, so they tend to spin in the hand a little bit easier. Use this as a wedge, basically, to clamp that stuff in. So that is super awesome. Next thing, if you're going to be making rings, you need a mandrel. I would prefer to get a metal one. Make the investment early, and this thing will last you forever. It's like 28 bucks. Then you need a rawhide mallet. Rawhide mallet. These are essential for shaping rings, shaping metal. They're very soft. Even though it's hard, it's soft on the metal, doesn't leave marks. And they are awesome, got some good weight to it. These are kind of expensive, but again, can never go wrong investing money in tools. Don't buy cheap ones because you'll end up having to replace them. Spend the money up front and you'll never have to replace it, or very seldomly. Alright, next up, just a little goldsmith's hammer. These come in handy when finishing pieces. Tapping little pieces of metal in, tucking them in, all kinds of uses. So that'll be awesome. Next up, file. You can use small files, large files. This is a basic number 2 file, and I have some jet set that I molded into a handle that fits my hand like perfectly. It's like nice and ergonomic. Yep. With files also, you always want to file forward and lift up and pick up. You always want to file forward. Just a nice little tip. You never want to like sit here and go like this. So keep that in mind. Alright, these sand sticks, these are awesome. They come in all different kind of grits. This is a 400 grit, but they are sweet for getting rid of little pokies on the back. And you can get into some real fine spots. These work great for fabrication too. And you can just, once you wear through one of these sides, you can just spin this little piece of sandpaper around and you have new paper. So they're awesome, come in really good handy. Alright, another thing here is some basic masking tape. It's my furnace, in case you're wondering. Some masking tape. This works really well when you're doing, say, ring bands or anything where you have multiple wires next to each other. Use the tape to kind of go around like that and hold them together, and then you can put it in your clamp. So kind of a nice little trick. Another thing that I'll show in later videos is when you are making cage wraps, you can use tape to wrap it around a cab and make marks so you know where to put your binding wires. But that's on a whole nother level. So try to pick this up a notch here. So we always need a ruler so you can measure. Same with the tape measure. These are nice to have around. This is really cool. This is a little wire thickness gauge, and it's also a ruler on the back, but you just stick the wire in here and you can move it up and down, and there's little marks here. So you got 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. So you can do gauges all the way up to 8 gauge. So if you like have a spool, you don't know what it is, stick it in there, boom, you find out it's 18 gauge. Or on the back here, it's got a nice little chart with the decimal readings, so you can grab your caliper, which is another essential tool. You can measure the thickness, diameter of the wire, and then compare it to here, and boom. Awesome. So caliper is good for measuring stones, especially with fabrication, doing stone settings, all that kind of stuff. Very essential tool. All right, safety glasses. I should have said this was number 1, but don't wear these all the time. I only wear them when I'm snipping wires close to my face, or pulling with pliers, poking with things. So those are awesome. Speaking of poking with things, these are some of my favorite, most used, most overlooked tools in wire wrapping. We have a standard little punch, a dot punch, a couple of dental picks that I got from my dentist. I just asked him last time I was in there if he had any old tools, and boom, there you go. And then this here is also called a punch or a scribe. And these tools here are so awesome for opening up little holes in wraps. Say like you needed to fit a stone in here, but there's not enough room. You can poke this in there, push, and open it up. You can turn like a little tiny hole and kind of open it up enough to either fit a wire through or fit a stone in there. You know, you can use it to shape bales. You can like put this in there and stretch it, make it even. And this one even more so for stretching and making bales even. You can kind of stretch it, put it right in there, and then push it and manipulate it to make it so that it even sits even on a chain and whatnot. So those are all really awesome tools. Highlighter, I use this sometimes but not very often, but sometimes I use it for shaping bales or shaping curves, corners, mainly shaping, so pretty awesome. Sharpie, we use this in conjunction with the masking tape, or when I'm making rings, sometimes I actually make the marks right on the silver, which is pretty awesome. And a little trick with this is acetone. Just dip the ring in acetone and boom, all the mark comes off. All right, another super essential tool and one of my favorites is the old power drill. I use this for spinning up coils, mainly just coils and double coils. Most important thing about a drill when selecting a drill is you need to have a chuck right here. These 3 little points, you need to have one that comes all the way together. So this one like that. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but comes all the way together. All 3 of those things come all the way and touch. A lot of the newer drills, they only come down like that and they leave like a gap. And leave a gap in there, and that's not, you don't want that. Not good. So make sure you do that. This one is awesome. It's lightweight. It's got a light. Not like the light really helps, but it's like, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 bucks depending on where you buy it online. But it comes with 2 batteries and a charger, and it's super compact, gets the job done. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna go over the pliers. I love bent chain nose. So here are the chain nose pliers. And I like the bent ones just because I feel like I can get in there and do more without having to, if these were straight nose, I would have to be up here in there like this, when I feel like it's a little less work to to get in here at this of an angle, and then my pliers are still straight. So I just like working with these better, and I like 2 pairs of the bent chain nose, especially when I'm opening and closing jump rings. That's a super awesome way. That's how you're going to open jump rings too. Just throw this out in here. So if this is a jump ring, you always want to twist side to side. That's how you open and close jump rings. You never want to go like this to open and close rings, because you'll make a weak spot down here and eventually it'll just break. So awesome. So those ones, you need a good pair of snips. I love these Lindströms. I got them on eBay for like 40 bucks. Sometimes you can find them for cheaper, but they're great. Round nose pliers. These are great for bending filigree, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. These are super, super fine ones here. And I also have a thicker pair that I've coated these in this plastic spray called Dip. It comes in a spray form, or you can actually dip them in like a can, and that kind of puts a little padding and protective coating. You have to redo it every once in a while as you wear through, but helps stop with plier marks and stuff on your wraps. Another super essential, highly overlooked tool is the nylon jaw pliers. I mainly use these for straightening out wire. So say here's a pretty decently straight piece of wire. Let's say that somewhere along the lines it got bent, and when you manually kind of bend it back out, you still have these little notches in there. So grab a pair of pliers. I'm going to use the parallel for these just because I have them here, and then just kind of pinch here and pull like so. And if you do it, flip the wire over, do it both sides, and then you have your wire kind of straighten back out. So pretty awesome. And last but not least are the the parallel pliers. They also make these with nylon jaws, which are awesome, but I don't have any. Anyways, parallel pliers, because as you open and close them, instead of like traditional pliers that go like this, the parallel pliers go like this. So these are awesome for flattening ring bands. Say this was a wire wrap ring band. It worked great for going around like this and making it nice and uniform, tightening your wires, and there's also all kinds of various things these are great for. So I hope I didn't bore you guys with my 13-minute video, but that is the basics and then some of the tools you need to start wire wrapping. Thank you for tuning in to Tutorial Tuesdays. Till next time, peace.